My name is TJ, and you suck at Arma Reforger. But this time, it's different. You've officially graduated from beginner Dingus school, yet here you are, still sucking. But now it's on a whole other level. Right now you're sucking advancedly. Today, I've got 5 maneuvers to make you slightly less embarrassing when you fly transport in Arma. I'm already 4 beers into this. Let's get into it. Maneuver 1. Zigzag. What you want to do is stop flying in a straight line like an NPC, because being predictable is the same as being dead. This move is all about breaking your approach pattern, so you fly fast and low, but instead of committing to one direction and a single angle like you're in a boat or something, you angle left and right in erratic bursts, using hard yaw taps and cyclic banking to weave your approach like a maniac. Now, if that sounds a little bit over your head, I put the controls on the screen right here so you can see what buttons I'm pressing. Zigzagging basically keeps snipers guessing, it screws with people's RPG aim, and it lets you bleed speed without looking like you're actually panicking. If you do this right, you look like a cracked FPV drone pilot or something that does freestyle and just went to war for fun. If you do this wrong, you look like a guy trying to parallel park in the air. Maneuver 2. Flare stall. Now here's where we separate the actual pilots from the flare spamming dinguses. Dinguses? Dingai? Is that even a word? Here's where we separate the actual pilots from the flare spamming dingai. Instead of dumping flares like you're throwing rice at a wedding, you time them. This move involves pitching up hard, reducing collective, and stalling your bird midair. Now, when do you drop those flares? Just before you hit the peak. So as you start to stall, slam those flares out and then nosedive down and dive out like you're escaping your responsibilities. This means you change speed, then you change altitude and direction all at once. So lock-on missiles don't stand a chance because they're just aiming at a bunch of flares at that point. And anyone else watching can just enjoy the light show. Maneuver 3. J-hook. Now that you've learned how not to get blown out of the sky by flying in a straight line, let's teach you how to touch the dirt without blowing in the sky like a straight line or something. The J-hook is now your go-to landing move for anything. Even for hot zones, cold zones, mildly temperatured zones, anything. Instead of flying straight in like a pizza delivery guy with a death wish, you swing in from the side. You crank that yaw and hook the helicopter into the LZ while you bleed speed mid-turn. Basically what you're doing is you're approaching a point, roll left or right depending on what turn you want to take, and while you roll left and right, you cut all the power. While cutting the power, you pull back on the stick, which makes you do the J-turn move. This is clean, controlled, no begging for revives, right? And also this includes no auto hover. None. Alright? Never auto hover. Even the MI8 can do this, alright? Barely. And you should pray for your rotor blades while you're doing this, but it can do it. Maneuver 4. Spiral. This is a landing that gets used for when your LZ is surrounded by angry guys with guns. It's basically an extended version of the J-hook. This is the advanced landing for hot boxed in zones. You spiral downward like my YouTube career. You use yaw and cyclic to descend like you're being flushed into a combat toilet. And once you're low enough, be sure to hit some flares and then just settle down like nothing happened. If you mess this up, you just donated your blades to the forest. And if you pull it off, everyone's gonna say, "Thanks, man. Nice landing, man. Hey, thank you for the landing, man." I gotta stop drinking. Maneuver 5. Arma pilot. Now this is not for insertions behind enemy lines in first person, alright? This one you do for dominance and YouTube credit. Street cred is what the kids call it these days, I guess. This move is basically like a BMX flare cancelled halfway through and then flipped back the other side. There's, I mean, you cut collective mid-arc and you use your roll like you're trying to land a Beyblade, right? You time it right, you slam back into the floor like a helicopter god. If you time this wrong, you're just gonna explode halfway down. There's no reason to do any of this except to hurt people's feelings and maybe farm some third-person clips. And yes, I tried this in the MI8. Yes, it does not work. Now before I wrap up these tips, I'm building a custom Arma Reforger server complete with trenches, modern factions, more trenches, proper infantry gameplay that doesn't suck. Also, it has trenches, capture points, broken down buildings. I've been making this map layout for the last like 2 weeks. Also, it has trenches. Here's some gameplay of me just walking around. I mean, yes, it's rough, but, you know, it's good for now. The only thing I could use some help with is your feedback. If you want to help playtest, give map or game mode feedback, or just, you know, yell at me for putting way too many craters in a trench line, then make sure you join my Discord. PM me for details. You don't need to be good. You don't need to be a modding wizard, alright? You don't even need a microphone. You just need a brain, some spare time, and a keyboard and fingertips. Now let's recap these moves so that you can screenshot them and pretend you knew them all along. Number 1, zigzag to keep shooters and snipers guessing. Number 2, the flare stall. Use this to dodge lock-ons and anti-air pew-pews, alright? Number 3, J-hook to slam into landing zones without actually slamming into landing zones. 4, you spiral landings to drop into hell with style. And 5, do a flip, you know, just to flex. I want to thank you all for watching. Really hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next video.